This video was shot at twitch.tv/dmonthhour.
DLC. There's a couple missions I guess we have to do, so...
Faced one way, 1,000 years separation. The other way, 100 years regret. Pray, dream of my sorrow. Pray, dispel the darkness from this world. The only light here is in memory, and the hope you instilled flickers.
Isn't this the ring room?
Alas, I know the truth. In this world, there is no salvation. In this world, there is no you.
Where am I? This isn't the Somniel. Who are you?
I am... No, it is no matter. My name lost its meaning long ago.
But I have this strange feeling. As if the two of us have met somewhere.
Oh, but Maddie, you're gonna miss
We
the
have
meeting
never
of
met
the two
before.
Colgates.
Not in any way you would understand. I'm speaking to you from across a mirror. You are my reflection, and my land's last hope. Please, I need your assistance. Will you save those who are important to me?
Of course.
He has
I'll
blue
help however
hair,
I
but his
can.
robes are... red.
Really? You accept my plea without hearing what it entails?
I suppose I feel like helping you might ease some of my own anxieties. Almost as if this is a chance to get back something that I lost a long time ago. In short, yes, I'm here for you.
I'm glad to hear you say so. I was afraid you would refuse, since I'm unable to explain all the details. Suffice to say that the land I speak of is threatened by a foe with a wicked heart. The only hope for my people is for you to collect the 7 bracelets.
Bracelets?
In my world, emblems dwell inside bracelets. You will need them in order to succeed. Now, I will transport you there. Those you encounter after arriving will guide you.
Will you and I meet again?
We will not. Nor have we ever met. Not even in this very moment.
You speak so cryptically. Still, I get the feeling I will see you again.
Be off now. I thank you, and wish you good fortune in the battles ahead. Goodbye, my fellow divine dragon, my twin from another world. On your journey, I hope you feel joy, suffering, sorrow, and love. Because I will feel nothing anymore. I will never awaken again.
So he just died. Okay.
So bright.
Sister,
And we have been
it
transported
worked.
to
Our
another
prayers
world?
are answered.
After all these long years, at last our savior.
Is that?
Where am I?
You are in Lethos Castle. We have long awaited your arrival.
Are those dragon charms?
Thank you for answering our prayers. I am Nell, one of the dragons who resides here.
Yes, okay.
And I am Nil, her twin brother.
It's nice to meet you now. And you, Nil. I'm the Divine Dragon.
So you are the divine dragon.
Fate has made a cruel and mysterious choice.
It is such a joy to see you reborn.
Reborn? What does that...
The divine dragon is deceased. You fell in the last war. Our world has been consumed by darkness in the time since. We have long prayed for a savior to aid us, and your appearance seems to be our answer. It is unfortunate. I would have preferred never to see you again.
Nell?
But we are in desperate need of aid, and we do not have the luxury of choice. I will speak no more of it. Please follow me.
I'm so sorry, Divine One. She is rather more upset by this than I would have expected. She and the Divine Dragon have a somewhat complicated history.
This is the Bracelet Vault. Here, our emblem bracelets are kept secure.
I see.
Upon that pedestal lies the bracelet of the Shepherd Exalt. It is the sole bracelet in our possession. The emblems within it are safely in slumber.
There are 7 bracelets in total. We lost the other 6 in the war with Sombron.
So, he exists in your world as well.
I will explain from the beginning. The first dragons were born millennia ago, and from them came the divine and fell dragons. For a time, there was peace, until the fell dragons turned to conquest and destruction. With the world under threat, the divine dragons and the people prayed for salvation. And that salvation came in the form of beings from other worlds known as emblems. The emblems were manifestations of those ardent prayers for peace.
My sister and I were performing that ancient rite when you arrived. We thought a new emblem would appear to save us.
And you got me.
Yes, it was quite the shock. I'm still a bit beside myself.
The emblems brought an end to the fighting. But 1,000 years ago, Sombron sought to exploit the emblems for his own ambitions.
We experienced that war firsthand. It was awful. The entire continent became a battlefield. The dragons and the royal families fought over the emblems until all sides were exhausted.
But as we stood upon the brink of annihilation, the divine dragons won a key victory. Lumera, the divine dragon monarch, imprisoned fell dragon Sombron, at the cost of her life.
My mother died 1,000 years ago?
Her sacrifice bestowed peace upon the people even as they mourned her passing. But it was her successor who healed the wounded land and returned it to prosperity.
Her successor? You mean the next divine dragon monarch?
Yes. You.
The divine dragon monarch after Lumera was her own begotten child.
So I took the throne after she died. This is so different from the history of my world.
You are a wonderful ruler. Under your reign, it seems like the world would be at peace for the rest of time. But it was not to be. Sombron eventually returned, and another war began.
Whosoever gathers all 7 of the awakened emblems will be granted immense power. Sombron intended to use that power to exact revenge and restore the fell dragon's honor. To achieve that end, he was willing to set the whole world ablaze.
And I take it I lost this war.
No, not exactly. You and Sombron each slew the other. On the night of the decisive clash, you and he perished at the same moment.
So the fell dragon is already gone? Then who is it that's putting your world in danger?
An unknown malefactor is attempting to fulfill the late Sombron's ambition.
They come and go without a trace. We know nothing of their whereabouts or appearance. All we know for sure is that, like Sombron, this individual wants to collect the 7 bracelets. In fact, we believe they already...
1 in Lethos Castle, 2 in enemy hands. Where are the other 4?
Each of the 4 nations of Elios possesses one. They once fought under a single banner, but that changed drastically after your death. Now, with nothing to unite them, the little ones, the humans, bicker among themselves. Thus far, they have kept one another in check. But war could break out at any moment.
I don't know if the Divine Dragon's army was ever truly united. I saw them argue, in this very castle, about which nation was to blame for your death. Which is absurd, of course. It was no one's fault.
Now that our savior has arrived, it is imperative we reclaim the bracelets. The conflict we have avoided for years will soon be inevitable. You may need to cross blades with people who resemble your own friends and allies.
I understand. I'll brace myself for that possibility. So, you're both divine dragons like me?
What gave you that impression?
You said you were dragons, and you live in Lethos Castle, so I just assumed.
Your assumption is incorrect.
What she means, Divine One.
Oh no,
Watch
we're
out!
being
Assassins!
attacked.
Nell!
Dragonstone, okay.
My brother and I both. In this world, fell dragons are born as twins. We severed ties with our father during the last war. We now fight against our misguided kin.
I cannot transform, but that does not stop me from fighting at Nell's.
Fell dragon twin.
I suppose I simply assumed that you would already know what we were. It seems I was mistaken. If you will not aid us, you may leave. We will defend the—
No. I don't care about your heritage. If you truly want to protect this world, I'll be your—
Ah, that's a relief. Now, let us march into battle together, just like the good old days.
Show us your medal, Divine One. We shall see if you are truly the answer to our prayers.
Okay. Yes, you. Okay, Sure, I guess
The
I don't
enemy
know how
has
strong
most
the enemy
likely come
actually
for the
is.
bracelet of the Shepherd Exalt. We must stop them here, before they can—
Stop that guy. Okay. Okay, he is Tiki. Got it.
I can fight.
Oh, so you even, okay. So everybody is set and has certain items, got it.
Let us begin.
Of course.
However, I can still use the emblems
Say the
that
word.
they have, which is good. What do you mean it's not a wolf?
What do you need?
Cute, right? But watch out. Those fangs will really leave a mark.
Trying to figure out who he is from dialogue, but the dialogue
You
is
can
different.
lift the Fang's curse with my restore staff. Give it to someone.
Okay, so there is they do have a weird health mechanic to make this harder. Why can't I? Okay, yeah, sure, whatever. I can't seem to use it. For whatever reason.
I will do my best.
Finish the start of the second mission that Henry would be involved in, but I'm having trouble.
No longer.
Oh, you ginormous snares, brother. Yes, yes. I mean, these looks like rolls, don't they? Some weird insect tails and stuff. Definitely what a wolf looks like. Where can this guy... Cannot get within range of that guy. Okay. Ugh. So I do need to be careful of, was it Nil? Yeah, Nil is on the weaker side, so I gotta be careful with him.
Hand over the brace.
How about no? Smash it, that's right. Both of them. That's good. One of the bigger events in Sync Mission. Sorry. One of the bigger events in the second mission is Charles is livid at his sister for making his whole base a chaos, possibly killing folk while injuring many and canceling the mission as a whole. Okay. Oh, even their stuff similar. You missed. The fuck you mean you missed? Oh, it just ends. Okay.
They got away. I was hoping we would finally learn their identity.
At least we got back the bracelet they were carrying. That's...
The bracelet of the ancestor. It seems different since we last laid eyes on it.
Maybe this emblem can tell us about their time in enemy hands. I'll summon them again so we can Huh?
What?
The invocation isn't coming to me. Perhaps it's because I'm in a new world? But that's no good. Summoning emblems is what a divine dragon does.
I'm Tiki. Are you a divine dragon like me?
Well...
Impossible. Emblems in this state shouldn't be able to speak.
Hello, Emblem Tiki. I might be able to summon you again, but your invocation isn't coming to me.
I don't know anything about an invocation. My head feels fuzzy. It hurts. Please, don't make me fight anymore. I don't like hurting people.
You need not act against your will. Allow me to return you to peaceful slumber.
You can do that?
I can indeed. But I am unfamiliar with this summoning power of which you speak. The divine dragon of this world was able to cleanse fallen emblems. It would seem that you cannot do the same. So I will send Emblem Tiki to rest. In slumber, she will be safe from those who would exploit her power. No longer will she be compelled to fight.
You might say we are containing her power in the bracelet. Sadly, since we lack the ability to awaken emblems...
It sounds like our only option right now. Please, whatever benefits there might be to keeping her awake, I won't force her to fight. Tiki, I hope we'll meet again someday.
I'd like that. When we do, let's play together lots, okay?
Absolutely.
Farewell, Emblem Tiki. Sweet dreams.
I'm still a little confused. I do kind of like seeing the side of the emblems, though.
Now, so long as we keep her away from the enemy, she will be able to...
Thank you, Nell.
We place our emblems into slumber as a matter of course, to prevent their... Emblem Tiki was thus asleep when she was taken. But our foe must therefore possess the power to awaken emblems.
Only divine and fell dragons can control them in that way. There are no divine dragons left in this world, so that means one of our siblings, in other words.
If it's a sibling of yours, then do you have any idea who it...
We have many brothers and sisters, but we're not acquainted with all of them. Many died in the most recent war. There is no telling which of them survived.
The power to control emblems is rare. If we knew the culprit, we would surely recall. Perhaps this child was born after we left Sombron, or developed this power late.
Dragon powers are unpredictable. I cannot transform myself or control emblems. Sombron deemed me a failure. If I had stayed with him...
How awful.
I managed to
Yes,
survive
but you had
only
the same
because Nell
father,
took
so,
me with her when she left. It angers me to think that our siblings could be behind this. To be given that kind of power, only to use it for evil. What a waste.
Nell.
Sorry. It's not my intention to poison the
So, Divine One, our objective is to put an end to the ambitions of Sombron's mysterious heir. Since we are fighting to return the emblems to slumber, they will not be able to help us. Knowing this, it is your choice whether or not to join our cause.
Yes, I'll help.
No hesitation.
Splendid! It is such a comfort to have you on our side. Isn't it, Nell?
After what I saw in that battle, I must agree. But I will remain unsettled by the necessity of fighting alongside this
I like her outfit.
dead dragon.
Oh, I unsettle you, do I?
Please, there is no need to... Why don't the two of you shake hands and agree to be friends?
I decline.
Then I guess I'll pass too.
You could at least try to get along.
Before we depart the castle, Nil, we should say our farewell.
Oh.
I didn't know anyone else was in the castle.
You are welcome to come find out. But what you see may upset you.
Okay.
It looks to be a monument of some kind.
This is the resting place of the divine dragon. Your grave.
You should pray.
I did warn you.
We will be just a moment, Divine One. You can go back if you like.
Actually, do you mind if I say something? I'd like to speak to my other self, who lived here with you.
I think that would be a lovely
Visiting my own gravestone. Not something I ever thought I'd do. I can see why Nell is unsettled by this situation. I promise to fulfill your role and protect those important to you. And with that, my reflection. Goodbye.
Why can't I turn into a dragon like you and Father?
Okay, I'll get to that in just a moment. Like the idea that Charles... Bro, what is this? I don't know, what are you? I'm just playing a game, man. Go away. Like the idea that Charles gets in the airship and he's gone full insane and he possibly slain anyone he comes across. Okay.
There. You may someday.
I'm a failure. I'm weak.
No,
Don't worry, what you saw is
You
we
are
talking to our
strong.
own gravestone.
Surely you will be able
Now
to
we have a
transform
flashback of the
eventually.
twins.
When?
Not even Father can say for sure. But until then, hold.
Your Dragonstone? But you won't be able to transform.
I can if you carry it for me. And I know you will always be by my side.
What a manipulative little sister.
We are
Alright.
two halves of a whole, Nil. This power is ours to share.
Our power.
Time to save. 60 hours into the game, we gotta save. Trend versus your progressive story. Okay. So it's the same map, just other stuff on top of it. Okie dokie. Whoever comes across, which is frightening to Dell, and she's the kind who turns killing into a game.
On a battlefield far from all
Okay,
you
okay.
know, how will you prove your bravery?
What
In the savage garden of blood and steel, who will meet their end? Cast the 4 thrones to fire. Lay 7 flames in the cradle. But there is one who knows the truth. In this world, there is no future. My lonely heart does not beat here.
is that Ivy?
Here we are, Divine One. Welcome to the Kingdom of Firene. It may not be my place to say that, as a visitor here myself, but I felt someone ought to.
It's strange. Just like Lethos Castle, this place feels familiar, but not.
If we are finished discussing the scenery, allow me to remind you of the task that lies before us. We are to go to Firenze Castle and acquire the bracelet of the Brash General. And time is of the essence. We must collect all 7 bracelets before our enemy does.
I hope the royal family is willing to hand theirs over. But
This is not where...
You know how ill-tempered the Firenze can be.
What? The people I know from Firenze are good-natured and peaceful.
Is that so? In this world, they are vengeful and quick to violence. The royal family most of all. That made them useful allies in wartime, despite their disdain for fell dragons. But ever since the Divine Dragon's death, they have completely avoided visiting us in Lethos.
And who is the ruler here?
No. She died at the start of the last war. And her throne remained empty until after the war ended, when King Alfred took her place. But as Nils said, he subsequently cut ties with us. We were forced to take precautions. So, we asked a trusted friend to be our eyes and ears in Firenze. She is due to meet us here shortly.
Lady Nell, Lord Nell, hello!
Celestia.
I've been eagerly awaiting your arrival. You must be so tired after that long trek.
No, your name is slightly different.
A trifle compared to your intelligence work here, I am sure.
Oh, that was nothing, Lady Nell. But who's this you brought with you? Oh, how is it you remind me so much of the Divine Dragon?
Actually...
It's because we are the Divine Dragon.
Glorious day! Divine One, you've been reborn! I knew you could never leave us. Not permanently, anyway. It's so obvious. How could I ever believe Sombron bested the Divine Dragon Monarch?
Celestia, as much as I hate to let you down, this is not who you think it is.
Sorry for the confusion. I'm actually the Divine Dragon of another world.
What?
We should have let you know sooner. This is not the old friend you and I knew. Rather, this is the savior whom Nil and I summoned with an ancient ritual.
This Divine Dragon arrived in the castle sanctuary after your departure to Firenze.
I see. Of course. What was I thinking? I was there when we buried the Divine Dragon. I held that lifeless hand in mine as we said our goodbyes.
Don't you start crying.
I know this is difficult, Celeste.
Forgive me. I shouldn't have gotten so emotional. That loss was just as difficult for the two. Divine One, my name is Celestia. I am a mage dragon of some small renown. I always considered both you and Queen Lumera of this world to be my family. It's an honor to make your acquaintance.
No, please. Let's skip past acquaintances and just be friends.
How funny! That's just what the Divine Dragon I knew would have said. Say, is there someone like me living in your world too?
Well...
Silly of me to ask. Of course she's there, and no doubt a great help in your fight against Sombron.
She did help. Not in the manner you think of, but she did help.
What news of Firenze Castle, Celestia? You were stationed there for some time.
Indeed, I was. Firenze is making plans to invade its northern neighbor.
Brodia.
The idea was Princess Salene's. It's technically still waiting for King Alfred's approval. But that hasn't stopped the young princess from mustering a force of elite knights. We can no longer stand by and simply watch how this unfolds.
Agreed. We must go to the castle and head off this war before it begins.
Another thing. Firenze's emblem has been altered somehow since the last time I saw it. We'll need to be careful.
Yes. Now, let us proceed to the castle and reclaim the bracelet of the Brash General.
So somebody's
I only hope
tampering
Alfred and
with the...
Salene are willing to talk with us.
The main goal is for, I guess, VH Delara to
Still, Alfred?
wait the other
Still
Delaras to
undecided
calm them
about
down.
whether to invade?
PCW Delara and stop the war before she's broken beyond repair.
Don't rush me, Saline. This is a big decision.
No, you need to take action.
It's not that easy. Brodia was our ally. If we pick a fight with them, there's no going back.
Since Mother and our retainers died in the last war, it falls to us to defend our people. Don't you know they are suffering? With the Divine Dragon gone, the world, our crops and flowers are losing their color. The only possible remedy is to expand our territory and supplement our resources, now.
I know. As a mining economy, Brodia can spare the resources we need. So an invasion could really help us out with wealth, and it's a decent plan, but there's a big hole in it.
Which is precisely why I assembled an order of knights to defeat them. Or is it their emblem you worry about? That silly princess is no match for the brash general.
Nothing's certain. No matter how good our odds look, we could still lose everyone. Or don't you remember? Our retainers so sure they'd come out on top, all falling like petals. That was the same day our strongest ally, the Divine Dragon, left us forever.
You have changed, Alfred. You used to be afraid of nothing and no one. When the Divine Dragon was lost, so too was your spine. I will handle it then.
Meaning what?
Meaning I will head to Brodia on my own, without your permission.
With no knights? Are you trying to get killed?
Facing either death by the sword, or a broken heart as our people die, I choose the former. Should I perish, perhaps a real hero will emerge and lead our people. I'm content with that. As for the Brodians, if they must suffer in order for our people to live, so be it. After all, one country's loss is another's gain.
I just can't get through to you, can I?
It's not your fault you were cursed with a stubborn fool for a sister. However, if you want her to have any hope of survival, you must make a choice. What will it be? Your
You win. You're the only family I have left.
What a
You're
crude
set
way
on
of
this.
negotiating.
I'll at least give you a fighting chance. Consider the invasion approved.
Thank you, Alfred.
Let's go. I'll give your knights official notice to...
Wait.
Who goes there?
King Alfred? Princess Saline? It has been quite some time.
Okay.
Pardon the interruption, but we are here to discuss an urgent matter.
Well, if it isn't Nell. You know, I could have you executed for barging in here on an...
True. Simply return the bracelet of the Brash General to us and we will leave you alone.
Oh, please. If we turned it over, the balance of power between nations would fall.
So you intend to continue to wield it as a weapon against your peers. It is precisely because they do the same that you now stand upon the brink of war. I do not think the Divine Dragon would find this behavior acceptable.
Oh, you presume to speak on behalf of the Divine Dragon? Curious, considering your father was the one who denied us divine counsel forever.
How dare you! We had nothing to do with that! How many times must we tell you that we are not Sombron?
Control yourself, Nil.
Of course. I'm sorry.
Rest assured that we are making the same journey to each of the other bracelet holders. We are reclaiming all of them. With that in mind, there is no need for you to keep Firenays any longer.
How do we know this isn't a trick to weaken us and strengthen our enemies? Show us proof you took the other country's bracelets, and...
Firenay is our first destination. We have not reclaimed the other bracelets yet.
Then there is nothing more to discuss. The bracelet's power is indispensable to our invasion efforts. We will not simply hand it over.
Still, you refuse to comply. In that case, you have left us with no choice.
If it's a battle you want, we will be only too happy to...
Please, stop! I don't want to fight the two of you.
Divine One? No. No, of course not.
How come you feel like the Divine Dragon? You told us our friend was dead, you wretches!
No, I'm from another world.
What?
No. There's only one explanation. The Fell Dragons used their vile magic to make this twisted puppet of our fallen.
That's not true.
We don't listen to it.
I can't believe you, Fellspawn, did something so sick. No doubt the tears you shed over the Divine Dragon's death were a trick as well. I thought as former allies, we could resolve your deceit, change.
No.
Knights, get ready for battle. See to it that Sombron's children are finally put down. We'll bring their severed heads to Brody as a symbol of our might.
Yes, there is the brother I know. The fearsome man they called the Prince of Strewn Flowers. Now, as you did in the war, cast our foes to the ground like so many mangled roses.
If your spirit is trapped in there, Divine One.
Alfred, no.
It seems conflicted.
I knew this would happen. But their disrespect for Lady Nell and Lord Nil cannot go unanswered.
Prepare yourself, Divine One. These may be familiar faces, but they will show you no mercy.